Hey, Adam D here. Welcome back to another real estate market update this month, April 2025. We're going to dig into the numbers, look at exactly what's happening here at the South Jersey Shore. I have seen actually over the past month in March a really competitive real estate market. We saw a bit of a slowdown during the holiday season and during the winter season, even early spring. But now, as we head into the later spring and even early summer market, things have really ramped up. We've got new listings increasing. We have pending listings increasing. I'm seeing multiple offer situations, and I'm seeing things move a lot more rapidly than we saw just a couple months ago. So we'll dig into that and take a look. So here's a look at new listings coming onto the market. You can see we've seen quite a ramp up from the beginning of the year. March actually has had the most new listings in our area in any month over the past year. And as would be expected, as new listings come onto the market, they also are going under contract. So we've also seen under contracts go up every month through the beginning of the year here. The only difference is that March, although it was the highest new listing month, is not the highest under contract month that we've seen across the past year. That said, it certainly is higher just by a bit than last March in 2024. Now, new listings and pending listings are going to what's called inventory. Inventory is the most important stat in real estate. And so what we're seeing here is a significant drop off in inventory levels, actually. We're under 3 months again, which is putting us into that really competitive market. That's why, like I said at the beginning of this video, I'm seeing more competition and the market moving more rapidly. And it's because of this lower inventory number we're seeing. Now, looking at these next graphs, this is going to be all of Cape May County. These previous graphs were just the shore points and the immediate offshore points in Atlantic and Cape May County. So think the islands from Brigantine to Cape May and the immediate offshore points. Well, this is going to be all of Cape May County. So you see inventory is a little bit higher when you include the rest of Cape May County, but no significant changes. And then Atlantic County, again, all of Atlantic County, so some areas that were not on the first three graphs that we looked at. And you're going to see, we've actually seen quite an uptick over the past 12 months through Atlantic County, but in this zoomed out view of the graph, it doesn't look all that significant, although I think if we zoomed in and looked at just the past year, you'd see more of a significant increase in inventory. So we'll definitely have to keep a close eye on that. Now, this graph is showing buyers walking through the door and looking at properties for sale or showings. And you see 2025 is pretty high. I think it's the highest at all, except for 1 year, which should be 2021 here. So we're seeing a lot of buyers walk through the door. Again, all speaks to that kind of competitive market we've been seeing, particularly over the past month and in March. Now, if you've been looking at the headlines and particularly some of the negative headlines we've been seeing, there's been some fear of recession, right? What's happening with the market, tariffs. We've had a really volatile week this past week, depending on when you're watching this video. And so what a lot of people forget is that even if there is a recession, which, by the way, I can't predict, who knows if that's going to happen, but if it does happen, we look back over history, recessions do not always equal declines in real estate values or real estate market crashes. In fact, looking back at the last 6 recessions, there really was only one where we saw a significant decline in prices or market crash for real estate. And that was 2008, of course, which we all remember, the great financial crisis. But other than that, even in 1991, it was a really modest decline in real estate values, actually less than 2%. So it's entirely possible you could have a recession and real estate values could still increase like they did in 80, 81, and 2001. And of course, 2020 and that COVID spike there. The last, we'll just take a look at mortgage rates. Again, we saw a really volatile week this past week as the bond market reacted to some of the tariff news. But the reality is that these rates have been hanging in the mid 6% range recently. Through most of the projections, it's unlikely we go back up to the 7s. And it's also unlikely that we get below 6% either. So I think it's going to kind of hang in those mid 6s, give or take, and have a little fluctuation through the end of the year, maybe tick down just a little bit further. But, I think these rates are here to stay for a bit in these mid 6s. So there you have it. That's a look at the real estate market for this month, April 2025. Thanks for watching the video. If you could please hit the subscribe button, it would certainly help the channel and more people learn about these videos. If you need any help with buying, selling, or investing in real estate, whether you're here in Southern New Jersey or anywhere in the world, actually, I'd be happy to help you. I can recommend great agents just about anywhere. You can find my contact information just below this video. Thanks again, and I'll see you on the next one.